Welcome back. So now we're going to continue to work on the same concept of objects in motion tend to stay in motion with your right hand, but we're going to slow it down and we're going to look at the old hymn, old standard, Sweet Hour of Prayer in the key of D. This is one of my favorite tunes, and it is really, really good for working on tremolo and volume and keeping a consistent, smooth tremolo until from the first note to the last. So I'm going to play it for you guys once, then I'll break it down for you. So, the way this tune starts, it's on your D string, and is a perfect example of how useful it is to know your scales first, because there isn't a note in Sweet Hour of Prayer that you haven't already played when you play your D scale. Here's our D scale. Sweet Hour of Prayer works all around the D scale. So our first note is going to be an open D. Second note, index finger, second fret on the D. Third note is middle finger, fourth fret on the D. Third finger, fifth fret on the D. Open A. So let's try that super slow for you guys. Let's try it again. So once you're comfortable with that phrase, come down to your A string, and we're going to play pretty much the same phrase backwards and forwards. Our first note is going to be third finger, fifth fret, first dot on your A string. We're going to walk it down to the second finger, fourth fret on the A string. First finger, index fret. First index finger, first fret on the A string, excuse me. Back to second finger, fourth fret. Back to your third finger, fifth fret. Back to the second finger on the fourth. Back to the first. Back to open A. And once you hit your open A, you're going to do a first finger, second fret on the A. Return to open A. Second finger, fourth fret on the D. Open D. Index finger. Second finger. Third finger on the D string. Walk it back to your first finger on the D string. So what you've just played is this. Now we're going to repeat that phrase, pretty much that exact same part, all the same notes. Here's where it changes. Index finger, second fret on the A string, open A. Second finger on the D. First finger, second fret on the D, open D. So the entire first note of the tune, played in tremolo, first part of the tune played in tremolo is this. And once you're comfortable with that part, remember we're not trying to play quickly, we're trying to play correctly. We're then going to move on to the second part. The second part is primarily revolving around the third, first, and second fingers on your A string in open A. And that part begins like this. Third finger, fifth fret on the A. Second finger, fourth fret on the A. Back to your fifth fret. Second, first, open A. Now you're going to come up to your D string. So now we are second finger, fourth fret on the D. Back to open A. You're going to repeat that phrase. It's going to change a little bit. Now your next note is going to be middle finger, fourth fret on your D string. Come back to your index finger, second fret on the D string. And now you repeat the first phrase of the song. And you finish Sweet Hour of Prayer. So the way that you can use Sweet Hour of Prayer to practice keeping your right hand in motion is just by tremolo. And what we covered before, tremolo is just the up and down motion, sped up, starting it slow, going to medium, going to fast. So what you can work on is dynamic swells, keeping your right hand in motion, and start very slowly, then go to medium, go to fast, kind of like something like this. Second part. And there we have Sweet Hour of Prayer.